Hi, it's Sarah with House Copper, and today I'm going to be doing something that's a little bit more technical, which is how to adjust your machines if you have a rotary hand machine. I haven't done anything this tiny in particular with machines. The hardest part about this video is that not all machines are the same. All the depth stops are going to be different. All the gearboxes are going to be different. Some are exposed, some are enclosed. I will do a little bit on each, but really what it is it's just showing the adjustments and how to oil them so that if you do have an old piece and you don't want to take apart the entire thing, but you want to kind of get it moving a little smoothly, we're going to cover that too. So it's going to be quick-ish. I always say that and then they end up being like 18 minutes long. It should not be that. And we're gonna do that in a couple different machines, and I'm gonna kind of talk about what I have on some of them and why, and we'll just go from there. And it's just kind of the only way I can get you in my shop without having you in my shop. So here we go. Okay, here is a turning machine. Now, it looks kind of haphazard here on the stanchion. This is a very old one. It is a brass top one. And I'm gonna kind of show you where your adjustments can happen just on the basics. So the first one is obviously your depth stop. All rotary hand tools, except for the setting down machine, have depth stops. And so it's gonna move this way and that way. So obviously the bigger your turn is and the more material you're gonna be working with. But just so you know, once you get past a certain point, if you don't watch it, you can get it stuck. So this is where you're gonna have this adjustment happen. You're gonna be watching where it goes. So this here means you have very little material that you're turning. This is the same for the burring machine, and this, backing it up, means you're gonna be having a lot of material beyond your turn, the bead of your turn. The other place that you're gonna adjust is here. Now this is an open gearbox, and I wanted to show you that one on purpose because you can actually see the gears move when you make an adjustment on the top. The closed gearboxes, you can't see that, so it's a little annoying. But here is, you can see, actually, I'm gonna not hold it so it doesn't move. There we go. When I go like this, you're bringing it up, and when I start pushing it down, this whole top shaft moves. The bottom shaft does not move, but the bottom shaft is connected to your handle, and that moves your top. Now, when you have this top crank here, you will have times where you feel you need to really crank it tight. The issue is these are old, these are cast. The stress up here from this pushing down, and then when you put metal here, you will actually break the gears here if you have this too tight. You will also see stress inside of the shaft, but the first place that it's gonna give are these little teeth here on your gearbox if you put too much pressure on your top handle. This is the case for literally all of these machines. If you crank too much up here, you will break something in here. And then you're kind of SOL, because the only way to do it is to machine it and then try to get it aligned again, and it's not fun. It might be, you know, completely done. Now, all of these machines have little places where you can get them to work a little better. Now, obviously you can put it here and here on the grooves here. Here you kind of don't want to do inside where you're going to be on the material, but you are going to want to oil them in certain spots. So, all right, this is going to get interesting. Okay, so this is like underneath the handle. These little holes here, that's where you put your, you know, just like your machine oil, like a clear machine oil. WD-40 actually is not the best for these. And you don't need much, and I missed. Let's see if I can get it in there. You don't need much. And then you're gonna, you know, crank it through And then you can, like I said, put oil here. Another place to look for alignment are these, when you put it down, you want this to all be aligned here. So that's another FYI. I'm gonna show you, let's see here, for oiling purposes. Not this, there. Some of them are gonna have places to oil, like on my burring machine, like by the interface there. So like right there. That's one of the few places I can actually oil this. And it gets the oil where it needs to go, and it starts to work a lot smoother. This is the setting down machine. This is a very old setting down machine, or older. This does not have any adjustments really besides this handle up here, and then making sure that your open gearbox is all aligned where they touch. So even though this is, created to be at an angle, there's your adjustment. And then also you would adjust the location of this if there was trouble up here. It's all connected up here, but this is stationary here, this gearbox. So you're adjusting your gearbox, which is one of the few that you can actually adjust the gearbox space a little bit from here, from the top only. And then you can see here and here, those are the places where you're gonna oil. And then there's also one hiding in there. So when you get your machines, you definitely wanna figure out where your oiling spots are, just so you know. And then your adjustment places. You can adjust this tool here and pull things further apart, but I try not to once they're set up. There's really no point in adjusting your gearbox unless you absolutely have to, and then the adjustment should be really minimal. I want to also show you something else that I do on the depth stops. Bob actually taught me how to do this. So this is a piece of stainless, and it is wrapped around the depth stop. And it can be annoying because it can catch, but the problem of not having the depth stop is twofold. One, you can wear down your depth stop, like you can, or it can scratch your material. So it kind of acts as a twofold. One, it creates a stainless surface, a cleaner surface, and it also preserves your depth stop. Or if your depth stop is really scratched up and kind of wonky, this creates a fresh surface. And you can do that on any depth stop you have. This is just more of an involved one because it is a beading machine and they have a bigger depth stop on both sides, as opposed to the single-sided depth stop of any of your other machines. Here is an example of the oiling is both on top and below. There's extra oiling because this is a closed gearbox. So if I need to fix anything in here, I have to take the entire thing apart, and then you can wash everything with like some really nice, liquid machine oil and really get it moving. It's awesome. I enjoy doing it a lot. I just don't have the time to do it to every machine, but I would if I could. And then again, you're gonna have on this, when you have a closed gearbox, the only adjustment besides, up and down on your, for pressure is your depth stop again. And this one is on the far side here, but it moves that depth stop. So in a way, the open gearboxes, they're nicer because you can see if anything's wrong with them and you can adjust and fix adjustments a lot better. But they get dirty faster, whereas the closed gearboxes are a little bit, they stay cleaner longer, but then they're harder to see if something's going wrong and you have to take them apart. So that's it. It's kind of technical. It's just kind of going through some of the more minute details of these machines. Everybody's machine is going to be different. Even the makers changed it up over the decades that they were manufacturing and casting these. So if you have any questions, you can email me. And if I don't know the answer, I will email it to Bob, who knows even more than I do about these machines. He's been working with them, twice as long as I have. So, and then, as always, any other questions, or if you have any other requests about certain machines or about questions that you have about this trade, please put them in the comments below. I will get to them, and we will we'll make it work as best we can. So please follow me, subscribe, pass the word along, share, and find me on Facebook, House Copper, Instagram, House Copper. Pick up Copper, Iron, and Clay wherever books are sold. And I will see you next time.